So my ideal vision of democratization of publicly owned enterprises is quite radical. So you'll find a lot of people, especially more centrist and liberal people, who will call for more accountability, more transparency of publicly owned enterprises. That's good. I fully support more accountability and more transparency. But the way that sort of centrists and liberals like to think about that is trying to have it arm's length from the people, as far away from government as possible. So to have it insulated in this like corporation, this thing that operates much like a business, this corporatization of public ownership. And I reject that. I think that's the wrong way to go. We need to embed democracy in the enterprise rather than insulating it away from the democratic process. So that's not to say that you don't want city government officials making everyday, day-to-day decisions about the running of an electric utility. No, you really don't want that. You need professionalism, you need people to run these things who know what they're doing. However, you do need the people, the local community, to have an ownership say in the decision-making of the enterprise. So there are examples from all across the world about what democratic public ownership could look like, and some of them are very interesting. So for instance, about 10 years ago, they remunicipalized the water utility in Paris, France. So they took it back into public ownership. It had previously been privatized. And so alongside the publicly owned water utility, they have an observatory, so observatoire or whatever, and it's basically a citizen group that anyone can join and participate, and the observatory monitors the performance of the publicly owned water utility. They also elect one member to the board of the water utility. I think 3 or 4 other members of the board of the water utility are appointed from other civil service NGOs like environmental groups. 11 are city councilors, and so on and so forth. And it has had wide, raving reviews for its effectiveness, its efficiency, and its performance over the past 10 years. A friend of mine who does public ownership work in the UK was talking about it in a recent event, and she was saying how they've installed taps in public parks that it's fizzy water, like Evian water, comes out alongside still water. And so she said it's an example of socialism with a sparkle, which was her tagline, which I thought was quite good. In Costa Rica, they have a bank. It's Banco Popular, and it is the 3rd largest bank in Costa Rica, and it has a 290-member General Assembly, which is drawn from all aspects of workers from all across society. And the General Assembly elects up 4 members of the governing board of the bank, and the state appoints 3 members. So it's a quasi-cooperative, quasi-publicly owned bank. They also do every 2, 3, or 5 years, they do a nationwide popular planning and consultative process to decide the long-term priorities of the bank. So the day-to-day is run by professionals, but they do a long-term planning process for society. And as a result, society has decided that they really want to focus on green energy. And so the bank has become one of the leading ecological financiers in Central America. So it's a green bank, and it's very interesting. So, I come down on the side of sort of multi-stakeholder boards, much more transparency, much more accountability, and sort of long-term planning, and embedding this all within the planning process at the local level, the state level, the regional level, and ultimately the international and national level.
I think you also said that half the people on the board have to be women, which is probably totally unlike most bank boards.